Welcome to the Deep Dive, the show that cuts through the noise and gets straight to the core of what you need to know. Today, we're tackling a challenge that's more relevant than ever in a world absolutely overflowing with information. And with AI tools evolving at lightning speed, how do you find a robust, truly private solution that also serves, complex needs? Or maybe you're on the other side, painstakingly building one of these tools. How do you ensure it's not just functional but performant and rock solidly secure from the ground up? Our subject for this deep dive is VT, sometimes known as VT Chat. Now, this isn't just another AI chatbot in a sea of options. It's designed as a production-ready, privacy-first AI chat application. It's meant to be comprehensive and secure for a really wide range of users. We're talking everyone from individual researchers, maybe piecing together complex info, all the way up to large enterprises dealing with vast amounts of data. So we're going to frame this deep dive as an exploration into how a truly cutting-edge application gets built, optimized, and secured today. What makes VT stand out beyond its capabilities is its pretty unwavering commitment to user privacy, its sophisticated dual-tier subscription system, which balances free access and advanced features quite nicely, and its seamless integration with, a multitude of AI providers gives you a lot of choice. We're really going to unpack the architecture, the specific features, and those impressive performance gains that make it tick. So whether you're a user looking for a powerful AI assistant that genuinely respects your privacy, keeps your data where it belongs with you, or you're a developer curious about building robust, modern web apps that scale and perform, this deep dive offers you a shortcut to understanding the how and why behind a truly production-ready product. Think of it as your behind-the-scenes pass. Let's get started. Okay, let's unpack this. Beyond just, chatting with AI, which lots of tools do, what core problem does VT aim to solve? And what exactly makes it stand out in such a crowded AI landscape?
That's a great question. Because, lots of tools offer AI chat, but VT aims for something, a bit more profound. It wants to be a shortcut to being genuinely well-informed, without the usual information overload. Think about it. We're constantly bombarded with articles, reports, data. VT tackles that head-on. It provides advanced tools like integrated document processing, even web search capabilities. So the AI acts more like a sophisticated research assistant, but its absolute core identity, that's privacy first. And that's not just marketing speak. It's baked into the architecture. What that means, very clearly, is your conversations, your sensitive data, any documents you upload, it all stays exclusively on your device. It's never under any circumstances sent to or stored on VT servers.
That sounds like a pretty fundamental shift from how most cloud AI works. How do they actually achieve that?
Right, that privacy commitment is built in, mainly through this local first storage design. All your chat data is stored exclusively in your browser's IndexedDB. DexyJS is the library they use to manage that. Think of IndexedDB as like a mini database, a secure vault built right into your web browser, living only on your computer. DexyJS just makes it easier for the app to use that vault. This means zero server persistence for your chat history. It's a huge differentiator today where, so many services scoop up user data. With data breaches being constant news, VT offers like a digital sanctuary. The user really owns their data. Almost unheard of in typical cloud AI.
That's massive for users, knowing conversations are truly private. And it sounds like the development was incredibly disciplined, too. The notes mention some impressive achievements, 100% feature completeness against the original plan, an 87% performance boost in key areas, and zero breaking changes during major architecture shifts. That's rare. What does that tell us?
Absolutely. Those numbers aren't just for show. They point to a really disciplined, well-executed development process. Hitting 100% feature completeness suggests rigorous planning, clear scope, meticulous work, and 87% performance jump. That shows a deep understanding of bottlenecks and a skilled team doing serious optimization. It means a snappier app for you. And zero breaking changes during major migrations. Almost unheard of, like you said. It speaks volumes about a robust architecture, careful API design, disciplined testing. From a user perspective, this isn't just tech bragging. It means a stable, reliable app that doesn't suddenly break on you.
Fascinating. So who is VT actually for? Is it just individuals, or can it scale up for bigger teams, organizations?
It's designed to be incredibly versatile, actually. For individual users, it's a powerful private tool. Great for deep research, faster learning, content creation, problem solving, like a personal assistant that respects your privacy. Imagine drafting a sensitive email, brainstorming ideas, getting help with a tricky technical issue, all knowing your data stays put. But then it scales up significantly for professional use too. Think business analysis, getting quick decision support, maybe in-depth tech assistance, or even helping draft documentation faster. A financial analyst could use it to digest dense reports, or a lawyer to summarize cases without client data ever leaving their control. And then, at the enterprise level, it's built to boost team productivity, streamline knowledge management, maybe offer intelligent customer support privately, or automate complex processes. A large company could use it for internal knowledge bases, letting employees query proprietary info securely or integrate it into support, keeping customer data safe, on-device, not on third-party servers. What's really fascinating is how they've managed this unwavering privacy focus without skimping on a rich feature set. That's often a really tough trade-off. They've pulled it off, supporting over 9 different AI models from top providers, OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, OpenRouter, Together AI, XAI. That gives you incredible flexibility to choose the best AI for the job. And it's all wrapped in this clever dual-tier subscription model, a solid free tier and the VT Plus tier for more specialized stuff. So you pick what you need, but that core privacy promise, it stays solid.
That's a compelling mix, privacy, power, choice. Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting for me. How did they actually build it? We've heard the promise, but the magic is often under the hood, right? In the how. What was the core engineering thinking? Let's peel back the layers. Let's look at the technical backbone, the architecture, security, those optimization wins.
Okay, let's lift the hood then. VT uses a modern monorepo structure. Think of a monorepo like a single master blueprint for a complex machine, instead of separate plans for the engine, dashboard, etc. All the related code, multiple apps, shared libraries, lives in one place. They manage this with a tool called TurboRepo, which is like a super efficient construction manager. It optimizes builds by caching outputs smartly and only running tasks on changed parts. Makes development much faster, avoids rework. You see this in how AppsWeb depends on other packages and how Packages Common reuses components from E and shared. Very efficient code sharing and management.
Right, so a highly organized setup from the get-go. What about the specific tech powering the front end, what the user sees and interacts with?
For the front end and core logic, they're using Next.js 15 with the app router, plus React 19 and TypeScript. That combo means strong type safety, catching errors early. Styling uses Tailwind CSS for rapid development, and the Shadcn UI system for consistent, well-designed components out of the box. For managing data, they use Zustand for global state, kind of the app's central nervous system, and React Query for server state and caching API data. Smooth animations come from Framer Motion, which is key for that premium feel, and crisp icons from Lucid React. It's a really modern performance stack.
Sounds cutting edge on the front end. What's supporting it all on the back end and infrastructure side?
Okay, back end. Bun is the runtime and package manager chosen for speed and efficiency. The database is Neon PostgreSQL. It's serverless and, importantly, offers connection pooling. Connection pooling is like what? Imagine a busy kitchen having chefs ready, reusing pans instead of grabbing new ones constantly. Much more efficient database connections, better performance. Drizzle ORM handles type-safe database operations and migrations. It's like a translator letting developers talk to the database safely, almost like spell check for database commands. Authentication uses better auth. That's where they got that impressive 87% performance boost in session validation. Security is layered with ArcChat protection, acting like a web application firewall. Think of it as a bouncer, blocking bots and shady requests. Payments are handled via Creen.io with solid webhook verification, and it's deployed globally on Fly.io, specifically optimized for the Singapore region to cut latency, especially for users in Asia. Now, that critical point on data storage, again, worth repeating. All your chat data, conversations, uploaded docs, AI responses stored locally in the browser's IndexedDB via Dexy.js.
That's the local first, zero server persistence. Your chats don't leave your device. Server-side data, though. Things like user account subscription status, rate limits that is stored in PostgreSQL. Session data, too. But crucially, documents you upload for processing. Handled client-side, never stored on the server. That distinction is absolutely key to VT's privacy promise.
Absolutely key, yeah. Let's talk user experience, specifically account management. I saw notes about an enhanced account linking system. What problem did that solve? How does it make linking, say, Google or GitHub, smoother and more secure?
Yes. That solved the common frustration. The UI not immediately showing the real status of linked OAuth accounts from the database. It might show old cached info. You link an account, but the button doesn't update, you get confused, maybe try linking again, that sort of thing. The fix was a database-first approach, a specific API endpoint apps web app accounts route.ts always fetches the real-time status directly from the database, no stale cache. This allows for much clearer UI states. Users get immediate, unambiguous feedback. Account connected, green background checkmark, connecting, smooth spinner, just connected, an animated pulse for instant confirmation. Error, clear message, retry option. Security-wise, it's meticulous. OAuth tokens stored securely in the DB. Session management follows BetterOff's best practices, and unlinking cleans up properly, preventing orphan tokens. Gives users real confidence.
That level of detail for something sensitive like account linking totally makes sense. Another win mentioned was unified access control, getting rid of magic strings. That sounds like something every developer struggles with. What did that involve?
Oh, absolutely. This was huge for code quality and avoiding bugs. Before, checking if a user had VT plus access, for example, meant finding code scattered everywhere, like user.planslug equals CT plus. These hard-coded magic strings are just asking for trouble. Typos, inconsistencies. If the plan name ever changed, you'd have a nightmare hunting them all down. Classic source of errors. The solution was smart. Create a single source of truth, packages shared dual access-control.ts. This centralizes all access logic. Instead of fragile strings, it uses the TypeScript plan slug enum, like planslug.vtplus, and it gives you clear functions. Has VT plus access user or is eligible for quota consumption user is Bioki. The benefits, huge. Centralized logic, way easier to maintain and debug. Compile time type safety catches typos before you run the code, and it's much easier to test. Makes the whole system far more robust.
That sounds like a really fundamental improvement. Pays off long term. Now, security is obviously critical, especially with AI use. How were rate limits improved? I saw something about an abort to bypass vulnerability. Sounds sneaky.
Yeah, security is ongoing, and good rate limiting is vital. Prevents abuse, ensures fairness, protects the back end. VT has tiered limits. VT plus users without their own keys get 100 request day, 10-minute. Regular users get 10-day, 1-minute. And BYOCO users bring your own key, meaning they connect their personal OpenAI or Anthropic keys, get unlimited usage through VT, bypassing these specific limits. They use their provider's limits instead, often accessing higher tier models that way. The abort to bypass vulnerability, that was critical. And yeah, sneaky. Previously, a request only counted after it finished processing, so someone could start tons of requests, cancel them early, and never hit the limit because the counter didn't increment for aborted requests. The fix was simple but vital. Move the record request. Call the part that counts the request to happen immediately after the rate limit check passes, but before the actual AI work starts. So every attempt counts, completed or not. Close that loophole. Other fixes, always adding the Rails parameter, parsing value. It sounds minor, but prevents subtle number parsing bugs.
And they streamlined things, consolidating duplicate VT plus checks into one per request for better efficiency. Less redundant work. Looking ahead, they've identified a potential race condition vulnerability. This is where multiple requests from the same user arrive almost simultaneously. They might all pass the limit check before any one of them updates the counter. So you could potentially exceed the limit in a short burst. The proposed fix uses atomic upserts in the database, basically making the check and update an indivisible operation. Needs some database schema tweaks too, like a unique constraint and using proper integer columns. It's high priority to ensure limits hold up under heavy concurrent use.
Okay, so constantly hardening the system. That leads right into subscription data integrity. The outline mentioned a critical bug, paying customers showing up as free users. That's a nightmare scenario. How did they build this multi-layered protection to stop that?
It was critical, and yeah, definitely a nightmare. Valid VT Plus subscribers were sometimes showing as base tier. It was down to a mix of issues. Multiple subscription rows, maybe stale cache, just not enough checks. The solution is really comprehensive, multi-layered, attacking the problem from different angles. Redundant safeguards. First, at the database level, the foundation, they put in a unique partial index. This physically stops the database storing more than one active subscription per user, power for constraint. Plus, strict data validation, only valid statuses, future end dates for active subs, and database triggers automatically clear relevant caches when subscription data changes, keeping things fresh. Second, the application layer. A dedicated subscription service centralizes the logic for adding or updating subscriptions. Upserts. It not only prevents duplicates, but also automatically fixes inconsistencies it finds between the main user's .planslug field, used for admin grants, etc., and the actual subscription table data. And all subscription queries now use deterministic ordering, so even if a duplicate did somehow sneak in, the system consistently picks the right active one. And third, detection and prevention. Robust monitoring and alerting, real-time duplicate detection, alerts for mismatches. They even use canary monitoring, synthetic VT plus user tests run every 60 seconds, acting like a real user to constantly verify the system's working correctly. Plus, health check endpoints like APAdmin subscription health that can even auto-fix data inconsistencies. It really brings up that important question. When you build something this complex, how do you secure not just the data, but the actual business logic access, revenue? VT's answer is layers. Database constraints, smart app logic, real-time monitoring. No single point of failure. It's like multiple security systems cross-checking each other. It's not just bug fixing, it's serious risk mitigation and building user trust.
That's incredibly thorough. Okay, so all this technical depth. What does it actually mean for you, the user? We've talked engine room stuff. Let's take a tour from your perspective. What are the features? What's the experience like?
Right. From the user's angle, the first thing is the sheer flexibility with AI models. You get access to Claude, GPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, Grok, a whole range. And here's a huge update. All premium AI models are now free for logged-in users using their own API keys. BOI, so models like Claude 4 Sonnet, Opus, GPT 4o, Gemini 2.5 Pro, Grok 3, available without a VT Plus sub if you bring your own key. If you don't have keys, no worries. There are still 9 free server-funded models available. It's incredible value. Only 2 very specific features, Deep Research and Pro Search, remain VT Plus exclusives for really intensive research needs.
That's a massive step for making advanced AI accessible, but can you see how the AI gets to its answer? That AI black box thing can be off-putting.
Totally, and that's where thinking mode comes in. It's free for all logged-in users. It gives you complete AI, SDK reasoning, token support. Basically, you see the AI's step-by-step thought process unfold. Imagine seeing its internal logic, its monologue as it figures out the response. Helps you understand why it said what it said. Turns the black box into more of a collaborator. It works with Gemini 2.5, DeepSeek R1, Claude 4, and the OpenAI O models. Really useful for learning or debugging AI logic. Another powerful feature, especially for researchers, is document processing. Also free. You can upload PDFs, DOC, DOCX, TXT, markdown files up to 10 millibeats each, 1 per message for the AI to analyze. Now, currently this is only available for Gemini models, as they're the ones integrated that natively handle file input. The flow is super simple. Pick a Gemini model, click the paperclip icon, choose your file, see a preview, then just type your request, summarize this, extract that, analyze this part. While it processes, you see an indicator, even a timer, and warnings if it's taking a while so you know what's up. Great for digesting long documents quickly.
What about getting structured info out? Like pulling names, dates, or specific items from those documents into a usable format?
Yes, structured output extraction does exactly that. It's AI-powered JSON data extraction. It's free for logged-in users, but the custom schema builder for really tailored extractions is a VT Plus exclusive. There's an always visible button in the chat input, but its icon cleverly changes depending on context. If you're not VT Plus and try custom schema, you see a lock, no document attached. An upload icon? No. Wrong AI model selected, not Gemini. An info icon, but PDF attached, Gemini selected. It lights up with a light bulb, ready to extract. After success, green light bulb. It needs you to trigger it human in the loop and uses a standard prompt. Or your custom schema if your VT Plus work. Turns unstructured docs into organized data. Beyond those, there's also the web search integration. That's the VT Plus exclusive for deep research and a free mathematical calculator. Makes it a really well-rounded assistant.
Okay, the features are clearly powerful, but what about the look and feel? How does the UI UX contribute to making it feel intuitive and, well, premium?
The UI UX is built on Shadscene UI, a modern design system. They integrated it with 0 breaking changes, which means a consistent, high-quality look across the board. Feels polished. Dark mode isn't an afterthought either. It uses official Shadscene variables for a really nice premium experience. Easy on the eyes, it's fully responsive, works great on mobile, and is WCAG compliant for accessibility, keyboard navigation, screen reader support, all that. One subtle touch I really like is the soft alpha adaptive hover effects. Instead of heavy shadows, when you hover over buttons or links, you get these gentle, transparent background changes, maybe shifts in opacity or subtle border changes. It feels incredibly clean, modern, works perfectly in light or dark mode. Just clear feedback without being jarring. Shows real attention to detail. Markdown typography, how the AI's answers are formatted, got a lot better too. Consistent fonts, line heights, spacing, and improved styling for code blocks, tables, quotes. Makes complex AI output much easier to read and understand. Even the alert messages use softer colors. Like warnings use a translucent red, not a harsh solid red. Improves visual hierarchy, feels calmer. New info, blue, and success green variants too. And for feedback on system actions, API error toast notifications are great. If an AI call or something fails behind the scenes, you get an immediate, non-intrusive little pop-up message, a toast on the page. They're smartly categorized with emojis and clear titles. Credit balance too low, rate limit exceeded, network error, etc. Gives you clear, actionable info without stopping you in your tracks.
Those details really add up. Clearly user-focused. But back to Privacy VT's big promise. How does it feel privacy first to the user? especially with things like disappearing threads, which might sound weird initially.
Right, that privacy commitment is everything. It's built on that strict local first storage principle. Your chat history, uploaded docs, AI responses, all stored only in your browser's IndexedDB via Dexy.js. Zero server persistence. Your chats literally never leave your device. That's the fundamental promise. Plus, they have per-account isolation. Your threads, your BIOC API keys, tool settings, totally separate for each user account. Each user gets their own IndexedDB database, like thread database usered. Crucial for security on shared devices. No way for one user to see another stuff, like separate locked vaults in the same browser. Now, disappearing threads. That does confuse people at first, but it's absolutely intentional. It's a security feature, not a bug. When you switch from anonymous browsing to logged in, or between logged in accounts on the same device, your old threads seem to vanish. That's because your anonymous chats are safe in thread database anonymous. Your logged in account, say ID 123, gets its own fresh thread database 123. They're not gone, just isolated in their respective vaults. Switch back to the original account. The threads reappear. Makes shared device use totally safe. Prevents accidental data leaks between users. Powerful privacy by design. And reinforcing that, logout security is thorough. Log out, and all sensitive stuff, API keys, config, subscription cache gets completely wiped from the browser. Clean slate, maximum privacy.
Okay, that clears up the disappearing threads perfectly. It's a security feature, not a glitch. Got it. Finally, on the user side, how's subscription management? Easy to handle.
Yes, subscription management is designed for clarity and control. It's a two-tier system. VT Base is the free tier. Gives you access to all AI models using your own keys, plus features like dark mode, thinking mode, document processing, structured output. Pretty generous. Then VT plus A, which is $5.99 a month. Includes everything in free, plus those 2 research exclusives. Enhanced Web Search, Pro Search, and Deep Research for really intensive work. Lets users pick based on their needs. Payments use Cream.io, integrated securely with Webpick verification. And users get a self-service customer portal. You can easily manage your subscription, update payment details, cancel all without needing support. Very convenient. They also built in enhanced subscription verification on the back end, prevents accidentally creating duplicate subs. It checks both the formal user subscriptions table and the user.plan slug field for admin grants legacy stuff. Gives clear error messages if you already have an active sub, ensures integrity, avoids frustration.
Sounds incredibly robust, well thought out for users and the tech behind it. Definitely not just a basic chat app.
Oh.
Okay, for the developers listening, maybe getting inspired, wondering how to get involved, or just what makes this code base truly production ready, let's shift gears. Let's explore the development and deployment side. What's in the setup guide?
Right, let's dive into the dev side. For production deployment, they use fly.io, configured for being genuinely production ready. Key things. Optimized for the Singapore region to cut latency, especially for Asian users. Machines get 2 GB RAM, 2 shared CPUs, and smart auto-scaling. It can suspend idle machines to save costs, but also keep a minimum of 1 running for production, ensuring it's always available. Deployments are automated via scripts, using Docker for consistent environments. Config is managed via fly.toml for public stuff, and fly secrets for sensitive keys, keeping them out of the code.
And the database setup and maintenance, especially handling those rate limits we talked about.
Database is Neon PostgreSQL serverless Postgres, using Drizzle ORM for that type-safe interaction and managing migrations. High integrity, good developer experience. That user rate limits table, for instance, is set up and kept updated via these migrations, SQL scripts or Drizzle. Automated maintenance is key for long-term health. They use GitHub Actions for cron jobs. Hourly jobs do session cleanup and significantly refresh materialized views. Those views are like pre-calculated answers to common complex queries. Make subscription checks, for example, 10 times faster. Huge responsiveness boost. Weekly jobs run vacuum analyze E and index optimization, basically database housekeeping, tidying up, reclaiming space, keeping it fast over time. These jobs are protected by a cron secret token via secure API endpoints. Only authorized processes can run them.
Automated, secure, performant database management. Check. What about authentication for developers setting up locally or just understanding the login flow?
Auth supports OAuth with GitHub, Google, and TwitterX. Fully implemented, ready for developer credentials. Setup's documented. Create apps in the dev portals. Set callback URLs like localhost 3000 paths for dev, vtchat.io.vn paths for production request email scope. Security features are built in. Email verification for linking accounts, uses only trusted providers, and integrates with better auth for modern session management and rate limiting. Robust and secure right from sign-in.
Beyond deployment and auth, what about the tools for code quality and developer speed during development? That's crucial for a production code base.
Yeah, the tooling is impressive, focused on speed. Primary formatter and linter is Biome.js. It's incredibly fast, claims 35x faster than Prettier, 25x faster than ESLint. Instant feedback for devs. Complementing that is Oxlint for even more comprehensive linting. It's Rust-based, also extremely fast, catches more potential issues. Runtime and package manager is Bun, again for speed. And TypeScript is fundamental for strict type checking across everything. Eliminates whole classes of bugs, makes refactoring safer. Testing uses VitusFast. Modern testing for React components, utility functions, integrated with TurboRepo for caching test results, so tests only run when needed. Faster feedback loops. It's a high-performance toolkit leading to a better end product.
That's a developer's wish list right there. Finally, how do they make sure the app feels fast for users? What caching strategies are they using?
Caching is meticulous, multi-layered. A service worker, SWJS, manages different caches for different things. Static assets, icons, core.js, get a long one-year TTL cached aggressively. HTML pages use network first with a 5-minute TTL prioritizing freshness but still fast. Images cached for a week. Critically sensitive API endpoints are explicitly network only. Private or dynamic data is never cached client-side. The service worker also cleans up old cache items, LRU, and uses versioning to bust caches after updates. Next.js config is also tuned. Proper HTTP headers for static dynamic content. Smart image optimization with shorter cache TTLs for better freshness, and bundle splitting. Framework code is separate. Big libraries like AI models or charts are lazy loaded. They only load when you need them. Reduces initial download size, makes the app feel much faster loading up. A neat user-focused trick is avatar cache busting. To make sure profile pics are always up to date, they add a unique timestamp based on the session to the avatar URL. Forces the browser to refresh it each time, avoids stale images. And they even extended caching to AI-generated images like from DALL-E, Gemini, Claude. These get a one-day cache.
Seems small, but reduces calls to those external APIs, improves performance, reliability, and even cost. This whole focus on developer experience tooling, caching it directly translates into that responsive, reliable feel for the end user. It's about building something that works really well.
It's incredibly clear VT is deeply engineered, designed for performance, security, great UX, with both the user and developer in mind.
Okay, so what's next for VT, and how can people listening get involved?
Well, the project status as of early mid-2025 updates is officially Womb complete and production ready. The application is live, fully working at vtchat.io.vn. They hit their goals, delivered a robust product. It's out there now. Looking ahead, the roadmap has some exciting stuff. Voice integration, speech-to-text, text-to-speech for more natural interaction. Native mobile apps for iOS and Android are planned, bringing that privacy-first power to mobile. Also on the horizon. Team collaboration features, advanced analytics on AI usage, and adding support for even more AI providers. Continuous evolution.
And for developers inspired by this, wanting to contribute or maybe build on top of VT.
Yeah, the plan includes building more community features, potentially open sourcing some components so the community can learn from and contribute to parts of it. API access is also planned, letting developers build their own apps using VT's core functions, fostering an ecosystem. And they envision a plugin system for an extensible architecture, letting others create integrations. It clearly invites engagement. So I'd really encourage listeners, especially developers or anyone interested in privacy tech, to check it out. Visit the live app, vtchat.io.vn. See it in action. For the technical deep dive, the documentation, especially the re80me.md, has complete guides for deployment, development, understanding features. It shows that commitment not just to launch, but to evolve and build a community. Great chance to learn from a high-quality, real-world project.
You've just gotten a deep dive into the fascinating world of VT, a true shortcut to understanding how a privacy-first AI application gets built and what it feels like to use one. As AI gets woven deeper into our lives, VT's approach really makes you think, doesn't it? How much convenience are we willing to trade for privacy? How much do we value ensuring our personal AI interactions stay truly private, data never leaving our device? It's a question that's only going to get bigger. We hope this deep dive gave you plenty to think about and maybe inspired you to explore these crucial topics more on your own.